A terrible time to try to come in here and get a win against his former mentor. The Patriots are absolutely in postseason mentality. Bill Belichick preaching to his locker room that actually the playoffs started last week before the Bills game. Matthew Slater and Patrick Chung, two longtime players, also saying that there is a vibe in this building right now. They recognize the importance of this game. The good news for the Patriots is they're coming off of perhaps their best game in months. Tom Brady with his best passer rating, over 100 since week 5, and he attributes that to the ground game. Sony Michel, though, that's the question for today. He popped out on the injury report dealing with some illness, but we saw him on the field, looks ready to go, and I'm told he is expected to play in this game. More good news for the Patriots as they try to lock up that number 2 seed. Sam?
Seems like there's always good news for the Patriots in late December. Tedy, obviously you were a part of this for so long. What's the difference between Bill Belichick during the regular season and Bill Belichick late December playoff time?
Yeah, Darlington's right when he talks about the players and having sort of a big picture mentality. You never have a big picture mentality in a Patriot locker room, especially hearing it from Bill Belichick. When you hear we're in the playoffs, when you hear we get the first round bye, it's always about stopping the run or converting on third down, all those specifics. When he big pictures it to you like he did in the locker room after the game last week and all of this week, your urgency just goes up because you just haven't heard it before and you're not used to it. So that's that urgency that comes up when you hear it from Bill, when he's finally telling you, the light is at the end of the tunnel. It's there. We're close. Get that bye, and I'll take care of you during the bye week. It's huge. It's huge.
And I'll tell you what else. You see it on the field. Like we've been talking about it all year. This offense needed to reinvent themselves. They need to get back to playing Patriots football, and that's what we have seen. What did we see last week? We saw bringing a linebacker over, Landon Roberts, as fullback and establishing the run. They ran for 143 yards. Jeff Darlington mentioned what Tom Brady said. Tom Brady said the running game was important. Yeah, it was. You know why? Because Brady was elite at play-action pass. Not just like a token fake, a hard Steve DeBerg, Boomer Esiason, hard play-action fake.
Matt Hasselbeck fake.
Listen, though, he was 8 for 8 through 1 incompletion on play-action like that. 141 yards, touchdowns. That's what Patriot football has to be. That offense cannot take a step back. If this defense has a bad game, okay, whatever. This offense needs to build on the success because it has not been a good year for them so far.
And today, the Brian Flores Miami Dolphins team will definitely challenge the New England Patriots. But, Matt, when you were just talking about the Patriots and, you know, them late in the season, them being able to play playoff football, everybody's wanting to know how is the New England Patriots going to be able to step up this late in the year and make this playoff run. I got a guy and got to put a tape together to show you. Everybody's talking about Sony Michel and everybody's talking about James White. Matt, you talked about him a couple weeks ago, and I have to give you some love because I'm giving this man some love. Rex Burkhead, what he brings to the table for the New England Patriots is his tough running style. When he's on the field, this play last week, I want you to watch how he's able to keep his balance. I love what he brings to the New England Patriots in the running game because when he's out there, you do not know what he's getting. This is the last game against the Miami Dolphins. It was a big screen here, 2nd and 4. Today, going against, like I said, a very well-coached Brian Flores team is going to challenge the Patriots. I think with a Rex Burkhead, being able to sprinkle him in and out of that offense with James White, not knowing what type of health Sony Michel has, but I think Rex Burkhead is the missing piece to their puzzle because we're talking all of this noise about the wide receivers, what they're not doing. You have a guy in Rex Burkhead. You've seen that he can run the ball. He has great balance, and you know he can catch the ball to the backfield. I think he's the key to the Patriots going further in the playoffs.
Well, it's interesting, that depth that you talk about, Randy, you know, Burkhead and all those backs, James White, any of them, it doesn't matter. And it's amazing. But I've been right so much this year. But my gosh, am I going to be wrong again on this, on the Patriots again? And the reason for it is this. Why would I be wrong? Because I truly believe I know what I'm seeing. This is not a very good offense. They don't have the talent they used to have.
Correct.
But they have that team, that depth that you talked about with those, you know, players. And when you look at it this way, man, oh, man, like they're 20-3 at home in playoff games. That's what scares me the most about this team because, and I say scared, which I ain't scared of anything, but playing New England at New England in a playoff atmosphere, that's rough.
Yeah, after a bye.
Because they get
a
bye. They get all those players. You don't think Edelman needs this bye. You don't think Brady needs this bye. They got it. because if they don't, they're going to be 1 and out.
Yes.
And the fact that's why this game right here, oh, no, they're not sleeping on Miami. They're going to stomp Miami today, and they're going to get that bye. And then guess what? They're going to be favored regardless of who they play in that playoff game.
The only thing I'll say is I don't know about 1 and out, but getting 3 in a row to 4 in a row to winning a championship, that's what would be
on the road.
That would be
game,
incredibly
no
difficult for them.
Yep.
But getting that bye, we've all agreed this year. New England on a bye, getting healthy, coaches extra week to game plan. That's what.
Yeah, but they cannot forget to run the football. That's the whole deal. Like Brady, when they were struggling, they were just throwing it too much. So the formula has to be committing to and being successful in that running game.
Do not be surprised. I said that Brian Flores is going to challenge this team. Look for a lot of man-to-man DBs up in the offensive players' face today. This is a big game for the Patriots if they're looking forward into the playoffs.
Well, he had to have learned something from that Week 2 loss in Miami, 43-0. So hopefully a better performance today. Does anybody think it's going to be close?
No.
I think it could be close.
I
I think it could be close. Yeah,
All right.
I do.
I like it. Let's make it a game. That sounds like fun, especially in the last week of the regular season. All right, speaking of close, are the standings close? Please, somebody tell me.
There you
these
go.
Standings
What do we got? What do
are
we got?
close. It's okay, well, close-ish.
Wow,
Playing so loud.
Close-ish. Did you guys hear when Rex, time Rex tried to admit that he was wrong? The one time.
See it again.
The one time I've ever heard
Teddy's
Rex
out of the
Ryan.
basement.
I am not in the basement anymore.
Teddy, it's not going to happen, brother. Okay, it's the end of the season.
Sam,
I hate
I'm
to
so
say it
far
now,
ahead,
but
I may rush my starters. I don't know. I
let's
might
make
not
some
even
game
pick this
picks.
week.
Let's get to the Chargers and the Chiefs. You know, Chiefs staffers are going to keep an eye on that Patriots game during that game because that impacts them. So, Teddy, it feels weird to say this. It could be the last time we see Phillip Rivers in a Chargers uniform. Who do you think wins this game?
I think a big motivation this week is, are they going to play or aren't they? That has a lot to do with the picks, and I think the Chiefs are going to play to get this win and hope Miami does some magic. I'll go with the Chiefs.
Man, you know what? I look at it this way. The Chargers, man, Phillip Rivers, if this truly is his last game, I mean, this team is going to be like this. They are going to try to do whatever they can to win this game. But I see who's playing tackle for the Chargers. They got no chance against Clark and Suggs. I'm taking the Chiefs.
You know, I'm going to send a big shout out to Phillip Rivers if this is his last game. Big fan of his. But when you talk about one of the hottest teams in the National Football League, why isn't anybody talking about the Kansas City Chiefs? Everybody's on the Baltimore Ravens. The Kansas City Chiefs are coming to play. They're at home today. Keep the momentum going into the playoff. Rolling with Patty Mahomes and the Chiefs.
You make a great point, Randy, and part of it is their defense. In this 5-game win streak, the Kansas City Chiefs defense is allowing the fewest points in the NFL. Yes, the Kansas City defense, #1 in defense over that stretch. So I like the Chiefs, and I like the Chiefs even in the playoffs as well.
Yeah, I think we're all in agreement here because the Chiefs are playing just about as well as anybody in the league. I will say, man, I hope Phillip Rivers, if this is his last name, goes out with a great game, just puts up crazy numbers, talks some trash,
Let it go.
gets in somebody's face. The last time Phillip Rivers didn't start a game, Patrick Mahomes was 10.
Wow.
So if that gives you some context on how amazing of a career this has been for him. Let's get over to the NFC. The Saints and the Packers are two of the teams vying for a bye in the NFC. Green Bay clinches a first-round bye with a win at the Lions. As for the Saints, they have a few ways to get a bye, but need some help. They'll clinch with a win and a Packers loss, or a win and a 49ers loss. So Saints fans got a lot to watch today. Teddy, who are you picking, Saints or the Panthers?
They got a lot to watch, and they got a lot to play for, hoping for that bye. So I'm going to go with the New Orleans Saints here. My gut tells me this could be a big Taysom Hill game in terms of production, in terms of the way Sean Payton uses him at the receiver or the tight end position, various plays like this. I mean, Taysom Hill's a guy that you can also rest your quarterback a little bit. I mean, get a little lead, put Taysom in. I think Taysom Hill can be a difference today. They'll beat the Panthers.
Yeah, the Panthers going with Will Grier again at quarterback.
Whack.
Oy, I don't really like that one too much. I want to see Alvin Kamara have a huge game today. I expect that. I'm going to take the Saints.
You know, with me just looking at the Saints being on the road, this is a divisional game. We did not talk about Teddy Bridgewater in this incentive package, so I don't know how much we're going to see of Drew Brees, but I expect to see Teddy 2 gloves today and Taysom Hill. I'm rolling with the Saints on the road.
Yeah, you guys have heard me say it all year. This summer, I picked the Saints to win the Super Bowl. I think it's the safest bet. Drew Brees is giving me a lot of confidence the last 3 games. 12 touchdowns, no interceptions. When he has missed time this year, all those other quarterbacks have played great too. Take the Saints.
Well, it looks like our standings are not going to change next week because
yeah.
we are all in agreement again. I'm going with the Saints, but once again, I feel like I say this all the time. I think in a loss, Christian McCaffrey will, of course, have a huge game. Let's get to the Packers and the Lions. This one still matters for the Packers trying to get a bye. Teddy, who you think?
I'm going with the Packers. I mean, a lot of defense for the Packers. Smith brothers, Blake Martinez, Kenny Clark's playing well. Packers win.
Yeah, and a guy you didn't mention is Darius Smith. Did we see that Monday night game? Oh, my goodness. Who was that? Deacon Jones? And Mike Penn's got that defense playing so well lately, man. I'm going to take the Packers.
Hey, Rex, I'm a second that. I'm going with the Smith brothers out there rushing the passer, getting after Detroit's quarterback, rolling with the Green Bay Packers.
Hey, and nobody mentioned Aaron.
Which one?
Aaron Jones.
I knew.
19 touchdowns, #1 in the NFL, needs 1 more today to basically take over the top spot from Ahman Green in Green Bay Packers history. So the way that Matt LaFleur and company are using, yes, Aaron Rodgers, but also Aaron Jones, they are one of the most dangerous teams in the playoffs. I expect them to keep it rolling today.
Go against it, Sam. Go ahead.
I mean, I want to now after seeing. Do you guys realize I'm picking the Packers, but after this happens, there are going to be screenshots of this when somebody upsets one of these teams.
Hey,
and we are
screenshot it and send it to us before the game starts, not after the game.
I'm in last place. I'm in last place, so screenshot the 4 of them. I'm not
No credibility. Elsewhere in the NFC North, the Vikings are already locked into the 6th seed, but they host the Bears today. Always trying